Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Leisha and I am a wreath maker, and I hope that you'll join me for some crafting fun. So today's going to be something a little bit different. Typically I do not use Dollar Tree materials. Nothing wrong with it, not knocking it. It is my personal choice when I am making orders for customers to not use it. However, I understand that sometimes that's the only option, or sometimes you just want to make something beautiful for yourself to have in your home, but you don't want to spend a lot of money because it's seasonal. So if any of those fit you, then this is the perfect video for you to watch. This is a quick and easy fall craft that will be beautiful in your home. So if you are like me, we are full swing into decorating, especially now that it's the first day of fall. And I want something that's really pretty but simple. So we are gonna make a very simple centerpiece, a fall centerpiece. The cool thing is you can actually recreate this for any season, and it'll be equally as beautiful. So for this particular centerpiece, I am actually going to use all materials that you can find at your local dollar store. I happen to get these from Dollar Tree. I know other cities and states have different dollar stores, Dollarama and things like that. But here in Indianapolis, we have Dollar Tree. So everything that I use will come from there. So let me show you the materials that we will need. Okay, so the first thing that I got are these 8-inch wire wreath frames. It comes in a 2-pack, so when you break that down, you're gonna use one 50 cents. Pretty awesome. Okay, so we're gonna use an 8-inch wire wreath frame. I just picked up this roll of fall ribbon. It's a wired ribbon, again, from the dollar store. We're gonna use 2, maybe 3, we'll see once we get into it, rolls of the decorative mesh. Now, typically I work with a 10-inch mesh. It's a 10-inch by 30, but this one is a 6-inch by 5 yards, okay? So a lot smaller, but it is going to still work just fine for this craft that we're doing. So I've got 2 rolls, might need a third. I have one just in case, okay? But you'll need your Deco Mesh. So that's gonna be the base, and then you'll need some pipe cleaners. Okay, and you get any color that you want. I went ahead and chose orange, but you could use any color. The pipe cleaners won't show. Now for the fun part is adding the extras into it. So I'm gonna play around with it a little bit. I got these flowers here. Just kidding, they're leaves, and they have just a couple little fall picks. Now I am not gonna lie, there was more to this, and I actually had bought 2. But I have a cute little 4-legged furry friend who is nosy, and he got a hold of one and kind of destroyed the other one. So we're just gonna make this one work. Then I picked up this vase, again, from the Dollar Tree. I got some rocks. Whoops. Some rocks. And then I picked up this pumpkin chai candle. Okay, so, and I'm gonna show a couple different variations of things that you can do with your centerpiece. You could even make it for, make a wreath. I'm actually going to make one of the small 8-inch ones and put it in my cubicle at work, in my office. So yeah, so those are the materials that you'll need. A couple of other things. I am using a self-healing rotary cutting mat, and I'm using my rotary cutting tool. If you watched my other videos, you know that this is probably my favorite thing. It just really helps when you have a really sharp blade. It cuts down on the fraying. Anytime you use Deco Mesh, there's going to be fraying. But this tends to help cut down on that a lot. If you don't have this, you can use scissors. Just know that you'll probably get a little bit more fraying with scissors, but you can just go in and kind of clip it off. Some other people use a wood burning tool. Although I do use that on some of my wreaths, I tend to not use that on Deco Mesh. My personal choice. Again, there's no right or wrong. So I'm gonna use this, and then also not pictured because I'm pretty sure one of my kids moved it, is some scissors. We'll just need some scissors, and that'll just be to cut our ribbon and everything else. So let's get started. Okay, so I have my workspace all cleared off. We have our Deco Mesh. Now, as you can see, it is pretty see-through. Let's see, I've got it doubled up here. Pretty see-through, okay? So it's hard to see the colors, but it's really pretty orange, brown, and yellow. And then it has this like metallic orange stripe kind of going through it. So it's hard to tell, but it's really pretty. And when we roll them up, then you'll be able to see the colors a lot better. But just on its own, it's very thin. And it does tend to stick together, but that's okay. So I like to cut mine at the same time. Like I said, we're gonna start with 2 rolls and see if that'll get us what we need. Otherwise, we can add either a full 3rd row, just kidding, 3rd roll, or just a partial one. So we'll just kind of see. And again, if you missed it in the beginning, this is 6 inches by 5 yards. So definitely a lot smaller than what you would get in your typical craft store or what you would order online, but it'll be perfect for what we are doing. So yeah, and again, I got this from Dollar Tree, and I also would like to add that this is not sponsored by Dollar Tree, but hit me up, Dollar Tree, if you're interested. Okay, anyway, so I line mine up. Again, I like to cut them both at the same time, or if I'm using 3 colors, I like to just line them all up together. Safety first. And then I always make just my initial cut and just trim off the edge so that I can have a nice smooth starting edge. Now, for this particular project, I am gonna cut my mesh at 8 inches. You can cut it whatever length that you want. I am gonna be doing curls for this, and I want them to be nice and full. So I'm gonna cut them into 8 inches. Now, typically if I was doing this with a 10-inch mesh, I would cut it at 10 inches. But this one, since even though it's 5 inches? 6 inches, I'm sorry. You could cut a 6 by 6 square. I'm just gonna cut it to 8 inches. If it's not 100% lined up, that's okay, because we are doing a very, very forgiving design. All right, so I got my mesh all cut up, okay? So you can see it. These are our 6 inch by 8 inch, since we cut 8 inch things. And as you can see, I used the rotary cutting tool, and you know, I mean, there's definitely gonna be some fray, but hopefully we won't be able to see too much of it because we're gonna make curls. So at this point, you're gonna need your mesh. You're gonna need some pipe cleaners. I took pipe cleaners and just cut them in half. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So, oh, and I forgot to mention, so the 2 rolls of mesh that I cut, I was able to get 44 pieces. So we will see if that's enough. If not, we will cut some more. Okay, so for our bundles, and I'll show you, I've already done one. So for our bundles, this is what our little bundle's gonna look like, okay? And I did 3 curls in a bundle, okay? So you're gonna need 3 pieces. If you've worked with Deco Mesh before, you know it sticks together. And I've got my beautiful fuzzy fall sweater on since it's the first day of fall. And I'm really trying to not get the mesh to stick to my sweater. Okay, so you're gonna need 3 pieces. And we are just gonna do a very basic curl, okay? So you kind of wanna grab here in the center, and you're just gonna roll one side to the other, okay? So this is what it's gonna look like. And you're just gonna kind of squeeze in the center and make a bow tie. Now at this point, you can put a clip on it and set it aside. I have been doing this forever, and so it's just easier for me to just hold on to it. And then you're gonna do your second one, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the thing that I kind of like about it, is if they're all just a little bit different, it adds dimension and character. Okay, so now we have our 2. We're gonna do our 3rd one. Roll, roll, roll. Okay, add that on. You see how I kind of have them all like facing different directions? Okay, and then you are gonna take a pipe cleaner right in the center, go behind, and then you're gonna pinch it and turn, twist it, You want it to be pretty tight, you can just go around a couple times, and there you go. You've got a bundle. Now we just have to do this a bunch more times. Okay, so I made all of my bundles using the mesh that I cut. So if you remember, we had a total of 44 pieces. Those were 6" by 8" because we cut them 8 inches long. So I was able to make 14 bundles using 3. Okay, we did 3 in each of our bundles. And so I opened another pack and cut just one more piece so that I could make another bundle. So now we have 15 bundles. I don't know if that's gonna be enough, but we'll see. We'll see. I wanted to at least make sure that we had an even amount to start with, because our 8" frames have 3 sections, okay? So we're gonna put 5 bundles in each section, see if we like that. If not, we can use more from the other one, or if we think that that's plenty fine, then we can roll with it. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we are going to attach our bundles onto our frame. So again, this is a frame that I got from the dollar store, from Dollar Tree. It is an 8" frame. There's other things that I use these for. I use mine to make like my diva wreaths. I've made little small wreaths. My daughter likes to have wreaths on her door year round. And so, you know, this is like the perfect size for that. But for today, we are using this for our centerpiece. So this is an 8" wreath frame. And again, it has 3 sections. And as you can see, it has 1, 2, 3 prongs. Now, we are gonna only work with these bottom 2. Okay, so that would be the center one and the bottom one. We don't wanna put anything up here. Our mesh is gonna fill this in, but we wanna leave it open because we're gonna put our stuff in the center, okay? So we are just gonna work with the center and the bottom. Okay, so what you are going to do is you are gonna take your bundle, and again, we have 15 bundles right now, so we're gonna put 5 in each section and see what we think. So you're gonna take your bundle, you know, we have our little half pipe cleaner here, okay? So you're gonna open your pipe cleaner, and we are just going to put this around the middle. Maybe this is easier to see. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put it around the middle and the bottom, or the outer, okay? So you can kind of see there. This is the middle, this is the bottom or the outer ring, okay? So you're gonna put your bundle around that, and then you are just going to twist it on for dear life. Because we don't want, even if we're just making stuff for ourselves, obviously most of the work that I do is for customers, but even if I'm doing something for myself, I want to be able to look at it and it be beautiful and it not fall apart when I pick it up. So you're just gonna wanna twist that on pretty tight, you know, give it several good twists, and then I tuck, okay? Because I don't want to scratch up my table or whatever this ends up going on. Okay, and then I should have done this to start with, but we're just gonna push this over here to the edge. Ugh, and there we go. Our first one is on. Okay, so you're just gonna do that again. And I'm thinking that we probably will need more than 5, but I don't know. I could be wrong. It's still early. I always say trust the process. I'm sure you've heard that in my other videos. Trust the process. All right. So we're just gonna put our second one on, and again, twist, twist, twist. And be careful, because sometimes this frame, like this one just poked me. Depends on how well it's cut. Sometimes it's a little sticking out, so it'll poke you a little bit. All right, so I am going to twist this on. We're gonna do our 5 in each section, and then we will reassess and see if we think there's more or less need, or not less, but if we need more. But look at that. Can you already start to see? Now imagine these all the way around, and then we're gonna put some pretty little stuff in it. It is gonna be gorgeous. All right, let's zoom through this. Here we go. All right, guys, we did it. We have our 5 in each section, and I think it looks pretty good. If I was making this as a wreath, I definitely would add more mesh, even just like one more bundle to each. But I think for this centerpiece, I think this is gonna be okay. Let's just see here. So you wanna just fluff everything out. The other thing is I kind of like pull it in because we want it to lay flat on the table or whatever surface. See this? See, it got me. Okay. So that's what it looks like. Now, check this out. You could totally do this as a wreath, just like this. Like a little mini wreath. It'd be perfect for like a kid's room, or again, like I said, I think I'm gonna make a fall little mini wreath like this for my office. Let's see. I don't know. I kind of want to add one more, but let's just go with this. Let's see once we add some fillers in and whatnot and see what it's like. Okay. So I cut this ribbon here, and let's see here. I cut it to 7 inches, okay, and then dovetailed it. Now, usually I would just add this onto my bundle and not add it after the fact, but this time I just added it after the fact. So I took a little 1/4 of a pipe cleaner, put it on there, and then we're just gonna stick it in. And I think I'm gonna hook it around the center ring. So I'm gonna add a couple of these in, and we'll just see what we think. See if we think that we need to add another bundle to each. We may not. Oh, look how pretty that is. Look at that. So pretty. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Ta-da! All right, so I'm gonna cut some more of those. Again, I'm gonna cut them to 7 inches. I'm gonna dovetail them, and then we will add those in, and then we will also add our beautiful little leaves here and there. You guys, this is gonna be awesome, and it's so simple. Like anybody, you guys can do this. All right, so let's do that. I'm gonna cut my ribbon and then meet you right back. All right, so we have all of our ribbons cut and prepped. And I went ahead, after I was looking at it more and looked at it, you know, like looking down on it, it really needed a little bit more mesh. So I just put one more bundle in each, okay? And it made it just a little bit more full. So I think I like that a little bit more. Okay, so we have 6 bundles of 3 in each section, okay? If you want to keep it at 5, you can. If you want to do 8, 9, 10, you know, whatever it is that you'd like to do, you are more than welcome to do that. I just chose to add just one more bundle. I felt like the more I looked at it, I felt like it just needed it. And that's the cool thing. Now I'm gonna alternate. So you know that first ribbon that we put in there, I put that on the center. So this one, which is in the same section, I'm gonna put it on the inner ring, you know, the one that I said we're not gonna use. Guess what? I'm using it. Okay, so that one's on the center. And you know, probably should have cut this at like 8 inches, but that's okay. I don't want the ribbon to be like the focal point. Okay, so since I did middle and inner, I think I'll do outer. And I'm not really like spacing these out perfectly or whatever. I'm just putting them where I think would be Purdy. So I'm gonna finish this. I'm just doing 2 ribbons in each section because we're gonna throw some leaves in there too. So I don't want it to be like too busy, but I want it to be just that perfect pop of fall on your table. And this centerpiece, I mean, it would be beautiful like on your table, like your kitchen table. It could be, or I guess dining room table. It would be perfect if you have like a little table in your living room. Just really anywhere. And again, if you choose not to put the stuff in the center, it would be beautiful as like a little mini wreath, perfect in your living room, or, you know, if you have a door that leads to outside, even on your main outside door, you know, if you prefer just a tinier, more petite wreath. That is the cool thing about wreaths, is there's no right or wrong. It is always up to what you like and what you want. So I'm just gonna finish this and then we're almost done. Okay, so before we finish up the wreath, I wanna get our centerpiece put together, or I guess the centerpiece for the centerpiece. So I am gonna do this glass vase. All right, I'm gonna do this glass vase, which again, I got from the Dollar Tree. Typically, if I was doing this for a customer, I would take the sticker off, but that sucker is on there good and I really don't feel like fooling with it. So I'm just gonna leave it on because you're not gonna be able to see it. And then I think what I'm gonna do, I got some of these decorative rocks and I just chose to go with white just because I felt like that would be a nice pop in the jar. So I'm gonna add some decorative rocks. And then again, I got this pumpkin chai candle. It smells really good. So I'm just gonna take the plastic off of that because obviously we don't want that. And then we're gonna put this all together. So I also found some other things at the dollar store that you could use to put in the center of your centerpiece. They had these other just like round jars that were really cute, and you could do that and put like candy corn in it or little like fake pumpkins, anything that you want. And like I said before, the cool thing about this is you can do this for any holiday. So I'm not gonna lie, I picked up stuff to make a Halloween one. I'll probably do one at Christmas because, you know, we like to decorate. And when you can do a craft yourself and it not cost a whole lot and it's beautiful and it looks like you spent a lot on it, why not? All right, that's all done. I used almost the whole bag of the rocks. So just got that situated in. Now, do you have to use the rocks? No. You don't have to, but I just thought that that would be pretty and it would elevate the candle just a little bit so that you definitely can see it. So, okay, the last thing that we have to do is just add our little things here that we got. So I just have the little leaves. You can see these have little ball thingies on them. This one is just plain. This one has an acorn that looks like my dog probably got a hold of it. So I chose to just cut these. Now you can attach them a couple of different ways. You could zip tie them in, you could use floral wire. I'm gonna cheat and just glue them right in. Again, this is staying in my house. And I think that that's just gonna be the easiest, just to dip it in some glue and just stick it right in the mesh. So that's what we're gonna do. I've got my glue pot warming up. You can use a hot glue gun. I like to use my, my pot, which is really, really nice. It's a Surebonder and just makes life easy. So let me let that warm up and I'll be right back. Okay, I got all of the leaves placed in there. Look how fall-like that looks. See, and like I said, even as just like a little wreath, that would be perfect for a little door, your cubicle or whatever. But now, and I know it doesn't look like much from this angle, but just you wait. All right, so the last step that we have is to add our little jar, whatever you choose to put in the center. And look at that. So pretty, and so easy. Anybody can do this. Anybody can be crafty. All right, here it is, the final product. Look how beautiful that centerpiece is. It turned out great. Right now I don't have it as a centerpiece, I just have it as a beautiful accent to our cozy little fall corner that we have going on over here. But I will either leave it here or I might make another one to put on our dining room table because it's just so pretty. It was so simple to make. Again, you can switch out that center and do anything that you want there. You could put candy in the jar. You could put little plastic pumpkins, just anything you'd like. Thank you so much for crafting with me again today. If you happen to make this, feel free to tag me on my Facebook page and show me what you've done. I always love when that happens. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.